Today I will be discussing the longest title ever. Salutations, welcome to Loving the Language of Literacy. My name is Sophia Lee, and today I'll be book talking Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alire Saenz. This book follows 15-year-old Aristotle, dubbed Ari. He is just an angry loner who is not in the best place of mind. One day he goes to the pool, and this boy named Dante offers to teach him how to swim. This serves as the catalyst for an amazing journey of friendship and self-discovery, and just trying to figure out life in general, because being 15 at some times, okay, maybe the majority of the time, can suck. He just asks questions of himself and his own beliefs and the way he thinks things have always been, as well as of his parents and life in general. For the most part, metaphorically, the two of them try to discover the secrets of the universe. While I do hate trying to say this title without getting tongue twisted, I absolutely think it is 100% fitting for the story. In terms of hype, this book has gotten every single award ever, and this author's written, I believe, 20 or more novels. This is a Prince Honor book, the Stonewall Award, Puro Belpre Award, the Lambda Literary Award winner. There is definitely a reason for this because it is such a diverse book and it has such a unique setting that you don't normally see in young adult literature. The general consensus for this book is a 4.31 Goodreads rating, which is probably one of the highest Goodreads ratings I've ever seen. It has most definitely restored my faith in YA because if you don't know, for about half the month of June, I stopped reading YA altogether because I was just so sick of predictable plot lines, just shallow characters. But recently I read Every Last Word, and I read Aristotle and Dante, and I read Eleanor and Park, and they have just all restored my faith in YA and just proven that it really can change lives and just how much of an impact it really can have. There are extremely strong themes of diversity in so many different aspects of this novel, including Ari questioning himself about what it really means to be Mexican and if he himself is Mexican, and just coming to terms with that. This book, as you may or may not know, is in the LGBT genre, because around halfway through the book, Dante declares himself as gay, and that is a bit of a wedge in their friendship. Everyone kind of knew that Aristotle and Dante would end up together because their friendship itself is just so pure. You really couldn't help but have them fall in love in any context, but romantic is just one of them. This book is set in the 1980s. Having gay main characters is an extremely interesting premise. All of the parents, they just speak volumes for diversity because, for one, Dante's parents are actually there. They're present, they're alive, and they're amazingly wonderful and serve as just great support for Dante. However, Ari's parents, his mom gets him more in terms of his humor, but they haven't had easy lives either, and his dad is a Vietnam War vet, which causes some difficulties at times, especially with the father-son relationship. Well, I do have quite a backstory for this one. So I bought this back in the summer of 2014. I had just gotten into watching BookTube. I'd been blogging for half a year at that point, and I'd heard a lot about it, and I just wanted to pick it up and try it out. However, I never actually read it, and my best friend Emma recommended it to me, and I still didn't read it. Then one of my new bookish friends, who also goes to writing class, named Thomas, actually convinced me to pick this one up. I started it at 4 in the afternoon on Saturday, and with a few breaks in between, I finished it by 10 p.m. that night. It was just so compelling, it was so well paced, and the writing was so beautiful, and it read really easily while still being complex. This book just has the most gorgeously descriptive writing with a completely unique main character who has a voice all of his own. From page 1, you can tell that Ari is a special character, and Saenz gives all of us aspiring writers something to aspire to. There aren't that many male main characters in YA, those being written usually by John Green, Neil Shusterman, David Levithan, Andrew Smith. None of them break down the barrier and really get to the heart of being a teenage boy, or at least what I consider the heart of a teenage boy, like Benjamin does. In terms of Dante himself as a character, he is the person that you wish your first love was. He came in exactly at the right time, and he was exactly what Aristotle needed to make all of his major character development throughout the book. No matter what, and I've recently experienced this, first loves are going to change you, and they're going to show you who you are and serve as a wake-up call. For Aristotle, Dante was just this huge catalyst, and not only were they amazing friends and partners, but he challenged him, and he changed his worldviews, and he really was the person that made Ari realize his full potential as a character, because he could have gone down a very different path. I don't want to say necessarily that Dante swooped in and saved the day, but he most definitely was the best influence Ari possibly could have had. Their relationship was not insta-lovey at all. You could tell that it was connection at first sight in terms of just intellectually and emotionally, but they were pure friends friends, and it was just the gradual progression of them sticking up for each other and being confronted with life's troubles that made them realize that they were actually in love. And you could just see Dante's love being this mold that shaped such this hard character and melted him down and whittled him a little bit for the better. If you're still watching and you haven't picked this book up, definitely read it. It's probably going to be my first or second favorite book of the entire year, and I would highly recommend it to basically anyone because you will find something in these characters to relate to. Anyways, goodbye non-spoilery people. Hello. That moment in time when Ari's parents convinced him that he was in love with Dante, it completely broke my heart and it shattered all my expectations for this novel. This is what good YA literature is made of. I could not handle all the feels. And then there were also all these little aspects of their friendship and their relationship. The best one demonstrating Dante's character himself was with the shoe game because of how adamantly he despised shoes, and just how at age 15, when most people my generation nowadays consider age 15 as too old to be playing games, but they were having fun anyways. That moment in time when Ari pushed Dante out of the way, it was a perfect moment because it was such an impulse and a gut reaction, and this is only around page 100 of the story, which is so different. And it was believable as well because I have a lot of trouble sometimes with character progression of their relationships, but this just seemed so perfect and so right. And then when Dante proclaimed his love for Ari, it was just my heart. I was texting Thomas the entire time I was reading this novel just because of how much I had to say. I just couldn't handle it at that point. And then when Dante got beaten up and Ari reciprocated, it was first of all rash on Ari's part, but it was completely, the motive behind it was good. Not the motive to hurt anyone's ever good, but just the understanding and just the marker of their relationship and the feelings behind them all were just... And then when the two of them kissed in the middle of the desert in their car, it was just so perfect, and the way that Benjamin just presented their love story as a whole was so beautiful. It just spoke so many volumes for diversity and LGBT rights and just self-discovery, and the two of them just, they were what each other needed, and he'd been trying to figure out everything and all the answers, but the two of them just discovered it together, and I'm just so intelligible right now because I love this book so much. Anyways, tell me in the comments below what you thought of this book, who your favorite character was, how much you loved it, and the relationship between Aristotle and Dante, what you thought of the diverse aspects and the parents as well. Keep calm, read on, and I'll see you in a video soon. Goodbye! Okay, I just forgot the title of this book. I don't know what titles are anymore. I got to thinking that poems were like people. Some people you got right off the bat. Some people you just didn't get and never would get. I could be something and nothing at the same time. I could be necessary and also invisible. Everyone would need me and no one would be able to save me. I'm convinced that Benjamin Alire Saenz is like God or something because of his perspective and his wisdom and just his perception of humans and society in general.